people seem to already have moved on from what I thought was a pretty big story last week, which was that Senator Richard Burr, Loeffler, a number of senators apparently were briefed fairly early on about coronavirus, the possible effect it would have on our country, the economic effect it would have on our country, and then just coincidentally sold off millions of dollars in stock, saving themselves substantial sums of money that could have been lost once the market went down. That seems like it should almost certainly be illegal, but everybody has already moved on. Most people anyway, not everyone. And so the good news is that Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and two of her House colleagues announced on Monday plans to introduce a bill that would bar members of Congress from trading individual stocks, promoting a renewed push for the Ban Conflicted Trading Act after it was originally introduced in the Senate back in December 2018 by Senator Jeff Merkley. She said, members of Congress should not be allowed to buy and sell individual stock. We are here to serve the public, not to profiteer. And another one of those, putting forward the bill, this is Raja Krishnamurthy, said, the recent news reports have made it clear that it's past time to end the potential conflicts of interest created by members of Congress and their top staffers trading in stocks while making decisions affecting their values and receiving sensitive, non-public information through government service. Our legislation will prevent members from trading individual stocks and holding positions on corporate boards to help ensure that Congress is working for the American people and not their own stock portfolios. So this doesn't necessarily go as far as I would like, in that there should 100% be investigations of the senators who've already done this. Others who almost certainly have should be identified. We're not there, but at least this could stop this sort of situation from happening again in the future.
The problem is that this makes too much sense.
So you think there's no dead on arrival? Makes too much sense.
Yeah, because that's the way things work. So anytime you have to point out, again, we've been working in common sense for this JR Tuesday on Damage Report. Apparently, if you tell elected officials that are supposed to be serving the public and their electorate to not profiteer and to not have to trade stock in the meantime, that should be part of their job. But again, that common sense is going to be seen as crazy and radical, guarantee you, because, hey, I'm an American. How come I can't profit from the fact that you guys elected me and I get to do whatever I want to screw you over and benefit myself? That's how we got who we have in office right now, because he's not the first one to do stuff like this. And I'm sure there's countless others that are trying to hide under the veil of coronavirus outbreak to not be discovered for what they've done. So you save money, or you go ahead and cash out your money in the meantime, while telling the rest of the country that there's nothing to worry about on top of it, because there's that aspect too. There's not just they got their insider numbers and other people who maybe aren't trading in the stock market don't get to benefit. That's the first illegal hurdle. The next one is then telling the general public, who maybe many of them don't have any interest in the stock market, that there's nothing for them to worry about health-wise. Continue to do what you're doing. This is all a hoax brought to you by Democrats, North Korea, China, Italy.
Whoever.
I'm not sure what else they threw into the pile, but it doesn't matter. A bunch of scary people that aren't like us.
Yeah.
Don't believe them. Believe us that nothing's wrong while we take our money out. It's too many layers of evil in this situation.
Yeah, and from the social media activity I've seen from some of those who've been accused, they feel safe. They feel like they've gotten past this thing. So I'm certainly worried about that. There has to be investigations. I don't know why that's not being talked about. Like, I understand we're all very worried. The relief bill is very important. We got to figure out the elections. We got to make sure that as few people die as possible. All of that. You can have, like, AOC could be the point woman on this thing. She could lead the effort to do these investigations, to pass a bill, to make sure that there is accountability. I mean, if we're going to rightfully be watching out for, like, corporate profiteering, price gouging, corruption with the relief bill when it comes out makes 100% sense, then those who are writing the bill, those who can write in loopholes for themselves, who can set up a situation that advantages industries that they're either on the boards of or own stock in currently, we have to be at least as much on the watch for that. And so far, I'm not seeing that from any of those representatives.
Police aren't going to be held responsible if the police are exonerating the police. That's all it is. Yeah. Hey, nothing's illegal. I mean, these are legislators. So, they're going to make the degree to which they're protecting each other, I don't know, but it's also the perfect storm as far as enough people are concerned about other things rightfully that this can kind of fly under the radar. And I think that's part of the problem. And I understand it as a valid problem because, we got to worry about trying to police these guys that are doing illegal activity in the middle of a crisis. We don't have the capacity to do so. So maybe after it's all said and done, hopefully we can go back and go after the people who did these things. Don't hold your breath.